Barak Yahuwah, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Peace and blessings and barakut to you and your entire house. Shabbat Shalom. My name is Miriam. I pray everybody is well. Shabbat Shalom to you and your entire house. Barak Yahuwah, for his sheep, they hear his voice and they follow no other. They follow no other. Barak Yahuwah. House of YASHARAL, I have a message for you that I pray that you receive with an open heart, because truly there is much division in the house of YASHARAL. There's so much division based on numerous opinions, based on so many opinions which the scriptures they clearly state, and most are not looking for that pure unadulterated word. They're not looking for the pure dabar, the pure milk. They are looking for things like knowledge, like importance, being relevant in this so-called house of YASHARAL, this so-called community that is amongst us. They're not looking for the pure dabar, which gets us into the house. And this, my people, he said, are going to perish for lack of knowledge, not the knowledge of this feeble knowledge of this world, but the knowledge of him. He said, my people will perish. He is not looking for somebody of him who wants to be relevant and have a platform. This is a spirit of religion, and this is a spirit that this is the very spirit of Hashatan, which is very prominent in the house of YASHARAL. There is one unity, a unity within one house, and that is the house of Yehuda, who are walking in one mind, one ruach, one master, and one belief. That is the only house. The house of Ephraim, the stick of Ephraim, will not unite with the house of Yehuda until after the great distress. Ephraim, he is destined for the great distress as a whole. Out of distress, in Jeremiah chapter 30, he says, out of distress, Yaakov, who is YASHARAL, shall be saved. He will be saved after the great distress. You have to understand that Ephraim was divorced in the year 722 BCE. They were divorced and they were scattered. Every nation, they are now every nation, tribe, tongue, and people, but they were scattered across the four corners of this flat plain earth. And Yahuwah never divorced Yehuda because of a promise that he made to sovereign Daud, that he would never lack a man to sit on a throne, on the throne of to sit on throne, nor a lawgiver between his feet, until Shilu, who is Yahusha, HAMASHIAK, returned, sovereign of sovereigns, our master. Barak Yahuwah, he will not, he's a promise keeper. So he made this promise to sovereign Daud, and he's a promise keeper. And because this earth has been given to flesh and blood, it's been given to flesh and blood, and Yahuwah in flesh, he needed to establish his throne here on earth, as Yahusha. Now, many don't believe that Yahuwah is Yahusha. And you know something, I'm not your judge, and if you don't believe that Yahuwah is Yahusha, that's between you and Yahuwah. So I'm not here to debate this, but Ephraim is still in the folly of his flesh, and Ephraim as a whole, they will not return back into covenant with the master. And when the two sticks become one, that's when they will rejoin back into covenant with the master. Ephraim does not have to remain Ephraim. He can engraft as a wild branch in accordance with Romans chapter 11. He can engraft into the house of Yehuda and not boast over the natural branches, and he too or she too can become Yahudi, provided they do as Yehuda does. So all this divisions, all this hype, and based on different opinions, there's only one house that is walking right, that is doing what the master desires them, his people, to do, and that is the house of Yehuda and Yehuda alone. This is no other than the 144,000 worldwide. These are men. This is men. This is not women. Whoever thinks this is women, this is false. But everybody who attaches to the 144,000 and does what they do, they too will become part of the house of Yehuda. House of YASHARAL. Genealogy doesn't matter. What you wear, it doesn't matter. Where it doesn't matter. What matters is that we eat of his flesh and we drink of his blood. We take on his life, we take on his nature, we take on his character. This is the only thing that the master desires. Anybody who boasts in genealogy and wants to come and attack me, yes, my father, he is Ethiopian, straight out of Africa. My mother, she is from Nazareth, Israel. So this is why I have this color for anybody who wants to boast in their genealogy. So I'm going to tell you something. Nothing matters to the master other than we are reborn, not of flesh, not of blood, but of ruach, to take on his life, to take on his nature, to suffer with him, to die with him, to be buried with him, and to be resurrected with him, so that we when we die with him and we are buried with him, we are now dying with him, and we are now taking on his life, and we are now paying the judgment, the penalty of death that was pronounced over all mankind because of the transgression of Adam and Kua. It is paid in us through belief in the master, through the death, burial, and resurrection of our master, of our HAMASHIAK. Nothing else matters. There's nothing else that we should be concerned about, especially in this season, in this very season to come. This season, there is hell that is going to come on this earth. And if you are not found sealed with the seal of the living Elohim upon your forehead, you are going to be left for the hour of trial, and you are going to say, oh no, how did I end up here? Because you didn't drink of him and you didn't eat of him. You're too concerned, you're too focused on platform, you're too concerned of what other people think of you, you're too concerned about following the letter but not walking in ruach and in truth. We must eat of him, we must drink of him, we must be reborn, not of flesh and not of blood, because flesh and blood cannot inherit the reign of Elohim. Barak Yahuwah in Yahusha's name. I pray that everyone is well. I pray that you search him while he may be found, because there's a time coming